Fete-ish.
All right, welcome and good night to another episode of Food Fete-ish, and we're here tonight talking with Daniyel Jones, the Angostura Global Brand Ambassador, and friend Jamie, J Blessed, boom.
Hey.
Q, good night, and welcome everybody. How y'all doing?
I'm good, big man. I'm good, but I'll let the ladies go first, so that I always try to be a gentleman. So, Jay,
Of course.
I need a drink. What is a fete without drinks, though?
For
That has
real.
to be a joke somewhere. What is a fete without drinks?
Et.
Yeah, because all they're doing is eating.
I guess so. Jay, what do you have to ask this young man here tonight? This is a big one.
I think I asked him already for the drink, but no, seriously. Welcome back to another episode of Food Fete-ish. Your girl J Bless is here, and I'm so happy Daniyel is our guest tonight. Mr. Jones, very simple question I asked everyone. Who is Daniyel Jones?
I'll say this in a very simple way. I am me. I know who I am. So to answer that in a simple way, I am me. Career-wise, I'm the Global Brand Ambassador for the House of Angostura. I've been in this position since 2013. So I will say a fete is not a fete without a drink, for real.
I love that. I want us to get a little bit deeper into your life as a master mixologist. You know, I really want to know, where did this passion for this lush life with flair, because you have flair, where did that really begin?
I started in TGI Fridays,
Yeah, man.
and that's where I met Q, and I'll be honest with you, he was one of the guests there that was very, he loved drinks, and for me, I've always felt like delivering for him, was important.
So now let's get into, a summarized version of how did you go from TGI Fridays to now being Global Brand Ambassador, this business marriage that you have with Angostura.
I always had this dream of having a fine dining restaurant. Ratatouille wasn't out as yet, but I had that dream of something like that. And I just went in pursuit of that. So I started going to hotel school at that time when it was open, Hospitality Institute. And while I was there, I was looking for a job. And I remember going into TGI Fridays, and and for me, I'm like, if I could get a job here, this would be great because I could learn about the restaurant. For me, I was just focusing on how fast could I learn. And that was really my appetite. So I remember taking garbage bags full, no lie, of empty bottles on a Friday and Saturday night. And I would keep these empty bottles because I could still smell the liquid and understand a bit more, and I could read the labels. And I had a dry bar in my bedroom of just empty bottles.
Wow.
Knowing that you've worked in the restaurant industry, and this global pandemic has really affected the restaurant industry the most in the world, how has that affected your work life?
So for me, I'll be honest with you, this scenario here was all about, okay, how can I adapt? What do I need to do? I wasn't focusing on what was, how it's affecting me. I was focusing on what is going to be my response. Steve Harvey has this saying where he says, life is 10% of what happens and 90% of what you do. Adaptation has been my solution, but I'm not working directly in restaurants like the guys who are affected. I will say some countries like France, they have it a bit easier because the social system here is a bit more, has a lot more structure. So the bartenders are getting 80% unemployment. So, they're still covered from, compared to bartenders in other places.
Excellent.
That is beautiful to hear that France is taking care of their hospitality workers, their restaurant workers. I know you had plans last year for this year, and I know you
Listen to me, I'm supposed to be in Trinidad right now.
Listen, it's we talking fete. So I want to know, as the master mixologist and brand ambassador that you are, what were your plans, or what was your biggest plan for Carnival 2021?
Well, listen, so my wife, she did not get to play mass. We went to Juve, but she didn't get to play mass. So that plan was supposed to happen this year. So I was supposed to see my wife in a sexy costume, all right? And I was supposed to have 1919 and coconut water in my hand, enjoying the heat and seeing her dance to some soca. That was my plan.
Tell me about this hairstyle.
Well, the hairstyle has changed actually from the last time you saw it. All right, just now my camera just came off. Just change the camera there. But for me, however, I am me. It was about fashion. I just want to impress the girls. So I grew my hair long, trying to look all sweet and sexy.
However, you're trying to spin it, you was doing this for the girls.
Listen, when you walk into a fete, you have to have a drink and you have to have somebody to wine on. If I'm looking good, I ain't got no wine, all right?
Right, so we're going to go to the break, but before that, we're going to do the Massy Stores Food in Fete flashback, right? And we're going to do the Queen's Park Swizzle. Daniyel, you know about that one?
Big man, I know what I do.
All right. You're bong to. So you're going to try it out, right? Check it out, break, then we back. Boom.
Welcome back to another episode. Yes, we're in segment 2 of Food Fetish, and I want a Queen's Park Swizzle. Anyway, let's take it to Q, and I'm ready to hear these questions. Q?
Yeah. I'm really excited about these questions, to tell you the truth. I'm excited about this entire thing because Daniyel, that's my boy, But before we get into real meat, I want to ask a real basic question, but basic but important, I believe. What is the official difference between bartender and mixologist?
Yeah, this is a question that comes up all the time. A simple definition is really just an advanced bartender. Someone, if you want to look at it from the structure that we know today, consider someone with a diploma or even a degree in bartending, if there ever was such a thing. But I will say, don't dispute the ability of some bartenders who can do that, because they're also as skilled.
Because it seems to be a point of contention, yet people still sometimes use the titles interchangeably, right? Because, as I say, they have some very skillful bartenders, so just wanted to clear it up and find out what is the real definition. Next question, and well, I have it as mixologist, but I want to find out, how does a mixologist contribute to fetes? What does a mixologist bring to the table in a fete?
Purpose of a cocktail, you have to understand, is to mask the brute taste of alcohol,
right,
and really allow you to enjoy this. And and of course, after 1, 2, 3, 4, depending on your strength curve, the sexy level increases as you increase in numbers.
Yeah.
But
For sure.
But cocktails, having a cocktail bar, or having a mixologist who can really advance the experience and bring a nice offering of drink that can pair with the food that you have at the event.
Right. Now, with that knowledge, what would you say goes into making a successful signature drink?
So when you come to the bar and you say, there's this question that people always like to say, when they like to say, bartender, make me something special. You have a menu, you already designed the drinks, but they say, nah, you make something special for me.
Liquor.
Okay.
I want nothing girly right now. Don't
nothing girly. Right. So for me, I would probably still do, a Manhattan, might do an old fashioned for her, right? But if she said not sweet, then I'm going to go into something a bit drier.
Definitely Manhattan girl. See,
Yeah.
that part right. Thank you. That's all the masculine I could get in my life right now.
And I'm just gonna plug this in, and that's where Angostura really shines out, because we're able to add the bitters that really is a part of these classic cocktails.
Yeah.
So whenever you want, we could go from sweet cocktails to tropical to nice spirit-forward style cocktails. And this is where Angostura, from a small country as Trinidad, Angostura is one of the most, Angostura aromatic bitters is the most globally distributed cocktail ingredient in the world. So it's something to keep in mind when you go to a fete. It's like, listen, man, I might have my bitters at home and I might just put it on my ice cream or throw a few dashes in my ketchup. But listen, when I go to a fete, put that in my drink, please.
Right.
I always, I'll give you a funny story. I always remember, I was doing some cocktails, and one of them was this bright blue, like a nice kind of turquoise blue, right? So this guy comes up, he's like, where's this drink by? I say, well, it's a XYZ. He's like, nah, that blue color, that for girls, man. I say, well, listen, let me make a small one. I'll put it in a nice opaque glass. You wouldn't see it, nobody will see. All right, make it taste it. He's like, all right. Listen to me. Listen to me. That man did not make it through the fete. Halfway into the fete, he was out because he just fell in love with this drink. And this was not your regular whiskey or hard drink. You're sipping this differently because you're not accustomed, you don't have the confidence because you're not seeing bartenders like these to have the confidence. And this is why it's important to have your favorite bartender. Nothing is wrong with that because this person is going to make the cocktail with a certain sense of balance. So it's always important to take your time and drink responsibly when it comes to cocktails, especially because I'm sipping 1824 rum neat. I can taste the bruteness on my palate, so I can take a sip slowly. But if I'm to make a daiquiri with nice lime and citrus and sugar and balance it all there, man, that tastes like my mother's grapefruit juice. I could drink that in no time. But you know what's gonna happen. I'm gonna be just like that guy halfway into the fete. I missed Marshall's performance, and it didn't make sense because that's what I've come to see.
As a brand ambassador, right? How do you go about promoting the culture, promoting Carnival in your line? What you do?
I think bartenders, they're not given that prestige, or they're not given that honor to, they're not given that forward, because you see a bartender, you think it's just a low-end job. But as a bartender, we're on the par with a chef. We're doing what a chef is doing, just in a different arena. And that's how I see it. And when I get to represent Angostura, I get to represent the culture.
Drinking rum in France is not the same as drinking rum on the road during Carnival, Monday, Tuesday, any day in Trinidad.
In a fete, on the road, in the Juve, whole different ball game for real.
It's a different vibe, man. It's a different vibe.
All right. Well, we got to jump out to another break, but before that, we'll check back into the Queen's Park Swizzle on the Massey Stores Food in Fete flashback. Right? Then we'll be back with some rapid fire questions for Daniyel. Welcome back, and this is the segment, this is the time. Daniyel, put on your seatbelts. I hope you're ready for this. Might be slightly rabsy. I done seen some raps coming up already, but we have some rapid fire questions for you, sir. So, take it away, J Blessed.
This is my favorite part of the show. I absolutely love this. There's only one rule of engagement, Daniyel, and that is you must pick one answer. Okay. Either or. You can't. We don't want no long story. We don't want to explain. Don't pull Franca. Okay, you gotta pick one.
Let me make a disclaimer right now, right?
Yeah.
let me just make a disclaimer.
Ah.
I'm not aware of the questions that are going to be asked. But I will say on behalf of Angostura, we always promote drinking responsibility, responsibly, and also ensuring that everyone is aware that I'm the brand ambassador for Angostura. So any mention of any preference of brands out there, this is just this is a case scenario for the questions that are going to be asked, just in case.
No Angostura rums will be hurt in this segment. So let me carry on, because I'm ready. Daniel, first question, easy. Pick one. Power soca or groovy soca?
Groovy. Listen to me. A groovy flex. You'll never forget it.
Marshall or Kess?
Marshall.
All right.
I love Kess.
Hey, no explanations though.
Okay. All right.
That's nice though.
Pick up yourself, Kess. Yeah.
You can only take one on a date. Patrice Roberts or Nessa Preppy? Take a drink.
Nessa.
All right. Okay, next one. You're dealing with wrap roti, dal peri, or bus up shot?
A wrap roti for me, man. I'm from South. I like my dal and spice inside the roti.
Oh, okay, that was easy. This one. Rum and roti or roti and red solo?
Rum is for after. Is this solo? You need a solo for your roti. That's not like
I'm one after
yeah. I want a glass bottle. I mean, one of plastic thing, okay?
You're walking through kind of easy here, no, but hear this one. We're talking Angostura rums here. 1919 or 1824? Look at him. Look at him.
I even say nothing on speed to make up time with this one here.
He pull out the bottle, Brandon, man.
You understand?
But listen, the rums are different. I love this because I love my cigars with it. It's a nice dark rum, that's why.
Nice.
All right.
Last question.
I got the last one. Angostura bitters, we love it. But here's what, you have to choose one. Orange bitters or cocoa bitters?
Oh la la. You tell me who don't like cocoa. Just tell me. If somebody said I don't like cocoa.
Don't ask me. Because I'm the only woman on the platform.
Yeah. I just realized after I said it how it sounded. But you know what?
Listen, what time it is on the people TTT?
Listen, let me just say, those are incredible. I love the cocoa because I give you a quick story. When they gave me the sample of my cocoa bitters, and I opened up the cap and I smelled it, it took me right back to my childhood days and something I didn't even think about. My granddad's brother had one of the largest cocoa estates in Moruga. And I remember going to visit him and walking on top of the roof. And I didn't know what I was doing. But when I smelled the cocoa bitters from Angostura, it took me right back to that rooftop moment of smelling the cocoa beans sun drying on the roof. So,
I love that.
cocoa bitters. The Angostura.
You did a great job. We wrapped up. You did really great.
Good job.
Anyway, you were a great sport. And Angostura, I have not tried cocoa bitters. I just put the nut out there. Thanks very much. Go ahead.
Listen to me. Send me an email with your address, please.
J in New York, Daniyel in Paris. You understand?
Like this on TTT, the carnival platform, but
nice. Glad that you tuned in and watching. Thanks for your time. Hope you enjoyed it as much as us. And look out for the next one next week, Wednesday, TTT Carnival platform, 8 p.m. Food Fete-ish. Boom.